And good morning, my patriots. Happy Veterans Day. I actually couldn't sleep thinking about today. And although we don't have any live feeds to give you this morning, at least not yet, I want to say welcome everybody and good morning. Happy Tuesday to all my veterans in there. Please check in. Let me know who is in here. Salud and good morning to all. We have some good information to actually go through, some good viewpoints that I think we can talk about. And I think that it's very important that we stay informed of what is going on outside of our country as well as what's going on inside our country. Good morning, Craig. How are you? I love this photo. One of my favorite photos. And the other photo that I like is this one as well. It's just a close up of the from the Memorial Day that we had. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. I think it's important that that we always remember the sacrifices that have been made in our country, and that's we're going to talk a little bit about that today and what is going on in our modern time. Uh, Good morning, Crabbit. Been there. It's ominous. Yeah, I bet. You know why you feel that way, Cray? Because you have a heart for the people. Yesterday I apologized to my viewers because I didn't think that I was gonna react in a certain way, but um, I decided to listen to the speech from our Vice President J.D. Vance, to the 250th um, birthday for the Marine Corps, and I don't know, I got too involved in. I'm a person that envisions way ahead, and I try to look back, and I have this thing that it plays with my mind, and I got so into the Marine Corps, the sacrifice they make, the fighting, the loneliness, the time away from family, the sacrifices, and I just started sobbing. I couldn't control it. I couldn't control it. I'm not gonna lie. So I said today, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we are honoring our veterans, and I made a commitment. If I do end up running, right, because right now it's just an idea, but if I do end up running for governor here in Washington State, which I think is needed, um, I am going to try to fight a lot for our veterans. I think it's the least that I can do, as an American citizen. It's to make sure that Americans are taken care of and Americans are first. And so, with that being said, let me go ahead and pull up my. I should have already had it, to be honest, but let me get this on here. I should have had it already ready, but I was so busy trying to get this photo in here. We're going to share some news from abroad, not that one. I need to get a different account here. We're going to give it a little bit some time as more
I mean,
people actually come in. Uh, we'll see. We'll see how many people we get in here. I want to touch up on some points of on the tax that we're doing on boats on the Caribbean. What are the Spanish countries, the Hispanic Latin countries, talking about these attacks on boats? What do they think about the United States of America? And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that. Let me see. I'm trying to find the video that I'm going to show you guys. Good morning, Tyler. I see you in there. Don't think I don't. Uh, I was hoping we have a nice live this morning, but we don't. So let me put this out here. One. No, pause that there. And then I don't know if this is gonna be legit to share, but if it's still active, I guess we will find out. All right, here we go. Guys, I want to thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. I know that you guys are getting a little bit used to having lives being put on here. Let me see who else do we got in here. All right, so we got Russell. Good morning, Russell. Let's see. Russell says, I wonder if all this stuff happening is because I didn't message forward 10 other people. Not sure what that means, Russell. Cedric says, you are never going to become part of the government. Cedric, you might be about 99.9% right. I might not even do it. I might not even do it. I'm a realist. Now, what I like to say that I am optimistic about things, I am also a realist. So if it's something that I feel if God doesn't really push me to run, we won't. Now, the one thing that you guys are thinking about, right? If you think, oh, this loser's never going to run for governor, he's never going to be governor. Well, let me tell you something. Any American can run for government. Any American. John Matthews says Honduras is back. Let's go. We are back in this blessed morning. Joe TV says, God bless the righteous hearts and souls who stood up for our freedom and our way of life to continue for many generations. Amen, Joe. That's the kind of comments that I want to see today. Honor our veterans, please. They did a lot for us, and they continue to do a lot for us. Seems one mission split Republican Party. This is why we need patriots. We don't want loyalists. We don't need loyalists. Just because President Trump is Republican doesn't mean that everybody has to be Republican. Just because he is Republican, it doesn't mean that everybody has to love Trump. What we want is what's best for our country, and that is exactly why we are here. Okay? All right, Dexter. Okay, then nothing there. G says, never been Herrera or Trump in the USA military. No, my family's last name, Herrera, hasn't. I have a lot of first cousins, uncles that have served in the military, but no, not me. That is true. So that's why I support our veteran troops. The honor is not for me, the honor is for them to receive the respect. Now, the honor that I have is that I am part of the United States of America, and these great soldiers are now part of my life. And so I appreciate that part. All right, and then Gravitt says, create and raise more taxes to help save America. No, that is the Democratic way. That's not how we're going to do this. Esteban says, you're illegal, you can't run. Well, I guess if I was running, that will prove the whole world and all these leftists and all these people that think that I am illegal, that they're wrong. Now, that doesn't really prove anything to me because we have an illegal immigrant that is, I believe, is a mayor in some state there that just got. I don't understand people, man. I forget it today, right now, this morning. These salutes this morning are for our veterans, guys. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. All right. I want to hear comments about our veterans. You put a drop down a line in there and tell me how you feel about our veterans. That's what I want to see. Forget about me today. Forget about right now, this few minutes that I'm going to allow this morning. I want you guys, whoever comes into my chat in here, please put some comments in there for our veterans. I will mention this, and I will say this. I've never met Trump. Well, I met him once at an entrepreneur business. What do you call those things? some event that we had down in San Diego. Great man, great man. He's freaking tall compared to me, uh, and that's it. And I know his biography. He's the documentary they made about him. Tough life, bad kid, rebellious. And what's crazy is that I have been the same way. I don't want to say the same way because I stood against bullies, but Trump's the difference between me and Trump, besides billions of dollars, it's that Trump it's a fighter to win at all cost. Now I believe in winning, but I also believe on let the truth come out. Um, Even though you can use the system to to get ahead, which is what this country's about, right? Um, I don't know if I would pursue the things that he pursued in his career, in his life, but I can tell you this: what a great man! What a great man! Tough life. You guys think that it's easy, but when I look at his life and all the pain and all the things that he had to overcome, I'm going to tell you right now, Democrats are in trouble. President Donald Trump, he's a lion, and he is not going to take it laying down. So after watching his life, I think I understand him a little bit better, and I love President Trump. It's he has changed so much in so many ways, but yet he's still the same strong fighter that we need in our country. With that being said, he did go to a police academy. Ozzy, good morning, brother. I see you. Let's see. Happy Max says, good morning. Drop a line for our veterans, guys. God bless all our wonderful veterans. Without them, we would have literally nothing. Amen, Jersey. Thank you for those kind words. Cray says, you can run for governor as a citizen. Yeah, that's right, Cray. Anybody as a citizen can run for governor. Guys, now, I want to, will we? We'll find out. It's not just a matter of saying, I'm going to go run for governor and that's it, because you got to have connections. You got to have staff. You got to have all this stuff. When Mandani ran for mayor up in New York, he promised all these things, right? That's what politicians do. But it's more than that, and we'll talk more about it, I guess, as the day goes on, or maybe another time. I want to read comments about our veterans, please. Let's see. Doris says, I love our veterans, and it's my 60th birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Doris. Let me see if I got something for you here, Doris. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have something for you here. That's not it. But pretty close, pretty close. Let me see if I can actually get this in the middle here. And I want to give you a happy birthday, even though I made this for a friend of mine, but I'm going to share it for you today, okay? Here we go. Let's put it this way. And happy birthday to Doris. I want to say happy birthday to our military. And this message was for my friend Berniel, which is one of our members here, but we can always share the music together. And let's see if I can get this in here right there. I think that's good right there. Happy birthday to anybody having a birthday today, especially here, Doris, that is actually loving our veterans. Happy birthday, and I hope that you enjoyed that little short clip there. Thank you, Doris, for your comment. Jake says they need to be taken care of. They sacrifice for me, so I want them to be supported by everyone. Amen, Jake. And as I said, I would I'm going to fight for that. And even if I don't get to run, guys, for governor, it doesn't matter. We will try to find a way. We get to grow this channel, and we will find a way so that we can give back to our veterans. If the least that I can do is actually do something for my veterans, so we'll go ahead and do that. Our state, our Washington state, needs a lot of change. We need to do something. We got to fight for it. Nobody's going to do it for us. And I've said this before about this country. Americans need to stand up and fight for this country. I know the left likes to be violent with stuff. I know we can be violent with stuff, but that is not how we want to run this country. We want to do it peace through strength. I get it, but we got to do it the right way. All right. Let's see. Hello to you and our veterans. Thank you, Diane. Michael says veterans for supporting Long Island seceding from the state of New York, from Brooklyn to Montauk, and invite a state and island unless there's too many liberals there. Happy Veterans Day to all veterans. Thank you for your service. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning, my man in the house. Good to see you, brother. Brian, good morning, sir. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Benja. Oh, here we go. Benja's got something for our veterans. To the guy who says Long Island is gonna secede. He's laughing at you, I guess. Good job, buddy. So drop a line for our veterans. What do you want to say to our veterans? That's what I want to see. I want to see comments about veterans. The Rex says, "Yo, one of your mods threatened my life yesterday. Silver, check out your chat for your illegally violent mods. Recording evidence now." Hey, the Rec Room. Let me tell you something. When you come into my chat, you be polite, you be respectful. I'm sure you saw that message before you started typing a message on here. So I will say this: if you come in here and start acting all violent and stuff, and they retaliate, they are my mods, and they will have preferences over you. If they are my members, they have preference over you. So just remember where you're coming into, okay? Have some respect. And if you cross the line, they're not going to be threatening nobody for nothing. And if anything, they don't threaten anybody. They make promises. And I think that when people say that, somebody crossed the line. Okay. Now I will tell you this: I'm very tough sometimes, with how I talk with people, etc. But the reality of it is, that I say things out here, right? And I say you guys, and then good morning, Derek. Good morning. And then I see people that react to it, and it's just like, wait, so are you one of those guys that I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Just remember this, guys. You are in this chat. Nobody knows who the hell you are. You guys can be little warriors behind keyboards and say whatever you want in there. Well, there's consequences to what you say on the keyboard, right? If I see that you're not being helpful to the chat, like you're not really here to support Americans, and you're just here to destroy America, well, we don't want you in our chat. We want people to come and join our chat and our subscribers list that want to fight for America first. You see, I don't care if you like Trump or you don't. It doesn't matter. What I want is I want people to come in here and give me ideas on how we can make this country better. And if your ideas are socialist or communist, we are going to disagree with it and we're not going to take it. It's that simple. There's, Rec Room, there's so many people in here that come in threatening my life all the time. There is people that get banned because they threaten my life. They literally says, we know where you live. They literally say, I will be at your house at this time. I will find you, and we will. They literally say that. So, if that's what, if that's what it is, that's what it is. Now, let's see. Let me see what you guys are talking about here. All right, let's see. Agreeing with that. The Rex says he was polite. I don't owe someone. I don't owe someone threatening my life respect. So you are okay with your muds threatening my life? Well, I don't think anybody has threatened anybody's life. Let's see, Benja. Does oil come from dead dinosaurs? I'll say good morning, Brad. I think I said good morning already. Yeah, dead dinosaurs, it says. There's consequences coming for you too. Now that sounds like a threat to me. That sounds like a threat. So yeah, it is what it is. Get the hell off my chat with that shit. We don't need that over here. Let's see. All of my mods in here, I defend every single one of them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be my mods. Okay, and I can tell you that all of these mods that I have in here, they are actually for America. Anybody coming in here threatening my life, or doing any sort of activity such, you will have some words saying back to you. But I can guarantee you, none of my mods in here, none of my members are threatening anybody. So, it is what it is. Let's see. Besides, I don't see a number of what you have, who threatened you. Otherwise, I could look them up. Let's see. Skeeter says health insurance premiums for next year are now published for several different states. Costs are rising by 16,000. Okay, if you're coming into my chat, please, what I want to hear, what I want to read, please, please. You see that picture on there? I want to read comments about our veterans. Somebody put comments in there wishing our veterans. Put a line there for your veterans. Appreciate them. And let's see. I have this picture that I have made for my veterans. Let's see if I can get that on there. There we go. All right, let's see if we got any here. That's funny. You know what's crazy? I don't know. Is that the Texas flag? Or is that the Puerto Rican flag? That's horrible. I'm very horrible with flags. The only flag that I know is the 13 states and the Union and the American flag behind me, my friends. Sorry about that. All right. The Rec Room says, okay, with legal action, I did just threaten him with legal act. No, you threatened me according to this chat history that I have. Yeah, again, stop threatening people and then say that you haven't done anything. All right, Pat Jagger, what's going on, baby? Good morning. They don't use their real name because they are cowards. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what's funny is this, right? And you're right. And they tell our eyes, oh come on, man, you guys are making me talk about. I wanna really honor our veterans, guys. But you're right. Okay, well, I guess our police and service, federal agents and all that stuff, they also do service our country. But they like to say, show us your face, take the mask off. Why? Why? Let me tell you something. I can understand, the argument of, show your face. Really, what are you going to do with the face? Do you know them? Does it really matter that they have a face? How about if we just have robots coming after you because you're a criminal? How about we do that? What does that matter if you can see their face? If they're coming after you because you did something bad, but that's what's going to happen. They're going to come after you. And they don't have to show their face. But they can have their name on their vest. They can have the symbols, DHS, eyes, etc., federal agent. You can see those things. They should be showing warrants if they have a warrant. If there's an investigation that they're just going to have probable cause to come in and get somebody, they can do that. But to tell somebody to show their face is because you're trying to do something to them. So let's not play stupid. Antifa covers their face. Man, we got Muslim people that cover all of their body. You can't even see anything. Not even the eyes, verily. So we got to protect our servicemen. Okay. The wreck, man, you messed up. I hope that you change the way you're talking, because I will have your record on my computer. Just so you know. Just so you know. All right. And let's see. Do we have any more comments here about our veterans? Okay, he left. Okay, most of your mods just talk senseless trash. Benjamin, you always talk trash. What do you mean senseless trash? Benjamin, you are the one of the worst people to even say anything about my mods. They are awesome, dude. You come in here and just spill hate and lies against us. Now, remember, you coming into our channel. We're not going to your channel. So there's that. Damon says they need protection from the peppers they are spraying you with. I don't think that will protect them, Damon. Not with those masks. They're talking about the cloth masks. Güero, good morning. And salud, my friend. And get the little extra. Toma. Let's see. Brian says, but Antifa can mask up, no problems. Yeah. Man says they have no substance, only lies and insults. That's what they come in here for. I mean, they love doing that to us. It's okay. Good morning, Jay. Let's see. Kyle says, a favorite quote from a general. What's your major malfunction, numbnuts? Antifa are citizens. ICE is government. And what the hell do you think that you have to be in order to work for the federal government? A citizen. It is a citizen that's been deputized, so to speak. I think it's called deputized, right? That has been authorized, has passed the test, and is able to enforce the law. I'm sure there's better wording than that, but that's what I mean. Chill says, you have no legit questions, just insults and bitching. Why don't you try asking a real question? Yeah, true. I don't live on YouTube, Aussie. It sounds like you just come and live in my channel to insult us. But, yeah, it doesn't really work because we will talk back, and that's how it works. Let's see. Here we go. Why don't you support socialism, Chill? Yes. So we completely ignore the fact that I said I want you guys to put something about our veterans. Before we start the conversation, I'm going to give one more minute. Let me play a song in here, The Boss, for our veterans. Let me see. Did I not reset this? Okay, I didn't. Give sec. I have to get my boss health up so that I can show you guys. Every time somebody comes to my channel and they subscribe, my health goes down. If anybody does a super chat, my health goes all the way down, and they become the boss, and they get to hear this song. But this, I'm going to play this, and I want to see just comments about veterans. That's all I want to see. Comments about veterans, nothing else. All right, thank you for that. And let's see. I'm looking for information for you guys with that. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Let me see if anybody actually put any comments here about the veterans. Rest in peace to my father, a veteran who served in the Army and Coast Guard. Amen. May you rest in peace. God bless him. God bless you, and God bless your family. Thank you for the honor that your father has given to this country. Gabriel says, God bless. Good morning, Gabriel. Linda, good morning. Prayers. I see that. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day to my mom as well. God bless everybody that serve. Hope everybody has a happy day. Let's go, guys. Support, support. Let's see. Güero, salute at Damon. Brian says, like a boss, he already knows what that means. Linda, God bless everyone that served for us. Amen, Linda. Gabriel, USA, let's go. Benja, what the uneducated are too fun. You see, Benjamin, that's why, man. We just there's we can't take you serious. This is a moment. It's not for you. It's not for me. It's to honor our veterans. All right, you missed your chance. That was your chance. Ozzy says both my parents were veterans. God bless you, Ozzy, and your family as well. How are all the fine patriots doing today? That's Osdo. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Damon said, Benja, your words mean as much as your profile picture. See, right? I'm telling you, guys. I don't know if some people just don't get it. Yes, well, there's veterans in this chat right here, real veterans. As a matter of fact, one of those people in that picture right here is a veteran. That it is one of our members, and I will make sure that he is in center stage there. That is one of my members, sir. Subscriber member. Let's see. Craig says many veterans don't like the phrase "thank you for your service" because people mostly say it only to uniformed soldiers without getting to know those that are not. And I agree, and I will say um, that most veterans they don't. Let me say it this way: most, if not all, veterans they don't want the recognition. They don't want to be honored. But us, we as citizens, as civilians, right? They become civilians like us, but us as civilians, people that haven't served, we have to understand that they need that honor. They need that respect. They don't want it, but they need it. And a blessing that can be in our life is for us to give them that. So yes, I don't take it lightly when I say thank you for your service. When I say thank you for your service, it really means thank you for sacrificing your life away from your family. Thank you for doing the sacrifice of you having to be moving around all over the place. And that, yes, at some point you know that you will have to give your life for serving this country. So service to me, encloses a lot more than just saying service. Like you provide a service. It's more than that. So I agree with that, Craig. But let's give them honor and respect, even though they don't want it. I am sure that they also feel special. They feel supported, and that's what helped them get through it. And so, for the families that are left behind, for us to honor those veterans, also show the other citizens that have lost their members, or that that they have given sometimes those members for the well-being of our country to be free, etc. I think it's okay. It's good to honor veterans because you don't only just honor the veteran, but also the families that come with it. And I think we all need to hear that, right? I'm just assuming that that's how everybody thinks in this chat. All right, let's see. You think veterans don't support Trump? Millions of veterans showed up to protest Dingleberry. Yeah, sure. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them not supporting Trump. That doesn't matter. Their service is still valid, and as a matter of fact, there is an oath that the military has to make. Did you know that? Did you know there's an oath that they have to make when they're? I think it's the inauguration. I heard the oath from the army that they have to submit to the authority of the officers placed above them, and that they will do everything the commander in chief, the president of the United States of America, tells them to do. And that is an oath that will tell me if you are a patriot or a deserter. Now, I'm not going to say that a lot of veterans out there protesting against them are deserters, but the oath is the oath. And if I have those veterans in this chat, let me know if that was something that was done, if that was an oath, an honorable oath that any of the servicemen ever made to the president or to the country. Let's see if I can get some comments on that. I will appreciate some more information. Let's see. I was just talking the past little one. Yeah. Nobody thanked Vietnam veterans. They spat on them. It was shameful. That is true, Craig. You know, that is actually part of history. I remember those protests with all the signs, just hating our military people. They didn't give a crap about them. They were criminalized. They were just dirty soldiers. They didn't bring no honor. They didn't have no respect, etc. Oh, here we go. We might have something on here from our beautiful president. Let me see if I can get something here. I was going to show you. Let me see. Come to Papa. Not that one. Yeah, but we are not those people. We are better than them. And let's go ahead and honor some of our veterans with this right here. Now, this video will be demonetized, meaning that there will be no benefit for me on this video because the audio will actually demonetize my channel. All right, just so you guys know, but I think it's important that we participate on this ceremony. And if we still have people here, well, I still have to make my report of what I'm going to give you this morning. But why don't we go ahead and join the celebration here? God bless you, my veteran brothers, patriots. And thank you again for your support. Let me read one more comment here before we start. Where's my Derek? I am my father's caretaker, Dennis. He is a disabled Vietnam vet. Army, we are blessed to have each other. Listen, I know that dude, I'm a softie, bro. I am a softie. I'm telling you right now, I am a softie. I seriously, and I mean, I know some of you guys were with me yesterday. And I know somebody, the left side was making fun of me. I get it, because I was sobbing. I was choking up trying to say thank you to veterans. I'm doing that right now. But I am a very softie. I appreciate people. I'm very appreciative. It's something, I don't know, maybe because I suffer a lot in my life that I get so joyful and I choke up on sacrifices, or when people are honorable, and I feel so many emotions at the same time that I don't know how to ever thank our soldiers, our veterans, the youth, the new soldiers that are out there that are embarking, and man, they don't know World War III can break out at any moment, and the moments of happiness and joy is going to go away. It's very sad. So enjoy this moment. Give thanks. Be graceful. Be merciful. Be appreciative of somebody else's sacrifice. All right. I don't want to get choked up in here again, but thank you so much, guys. I feel the love, and I thank you, really, you and your families, for what you and your family have done for our country. All right. Happy Veterans Day, virtual. All right, we're about to go ahead and honor them. Let's see what we got here.
Braving the wind, braving the sea, fighting the treacherous foe. Heave-ho, my lads, heave-ho. let the sea roll high or low. We can cross any ocean, sail any river. Give us the goods and we'll deliver. Damn the submarine. We're the men of the merchant marine. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, high shall our purpose be. Stand where the Rochus is our guide, our fame, our glory too. To fly, to save or fight and die, I Coast Guard we are for you. We're the mighty watchful eye, guardians beyond the blue, the invisible front line, war fighters brave and true, boldly reaching into space. There's no limit to our sky, sending guard both night and day. We're the Space Force from on high. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. At 'em now, give 'em the gun, give 'em the gun. Down we die, spouting our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, we're down in flame. Ain't nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force. Anchors aweigh, my boys, anchors aweigh. Farewell to foreign shores, we sail at break of day through our last night ashore. Drink to the foam until we meet once more. Here's wishing you a happy voyage home. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Let us fly high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Please be seated. During the wreath-laying ceremony, you will hear the bugler playing taps. Protocol for the occasion is to stand, if able, and render honors by placing your right hand over your heart or rendering a hand salute. Thank you.
Enjoy, my patriots. Thank you so much for your service. God bless you and your families. Love all these songs. My brother-in-law served in the Marines and he is a veteran. Best man American that I ever met in my life. Hey mods, any negative comments on here? If it has nothing to do with veterans, feel free. Go nuts.
The President of the United States has arrived and is being greeted by Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of Veterans Affairs Doug Collins, Army National Military Cemeteries Executive Director Karen Duran Aguilera, Brigadier General Antoinette R. Gant, Commanding General, Joint Task Force National Capital Region, and the United States Army Military District of Washington, and MVET's National Commander Paul Shipley.
Ceremonial.
The Armed Forces Honor Guard and United States Army Band are formed in waiting as the President of the United States moves to the tomb of the unknown soldier to place the wreath.
Stand for the national anthem and remain standing for taps.
distinguished guests, the wreath-laying ceremony is now complete. The Veterans Day program will begin momentarily. Please move to your seats.
Please be seated.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored.
I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to destroy the the fun here. I don't know what the hell this is, to be honest. And we interrupt this program for some nonsense. Sorry, I was trying to find something else that I'm going to show you after this. Yeah, I missed the reef. I had a different feed from a different channel. That's why. Doggone it. I messed it all up there. This is the feed that I wanted to give you guys. Oh, I guess that is the feed. I thought I switched it. Sorry about that. I guess that is the feed. My bad. I do, however, want to show you guys the actual reef being placed.
Hey, that time.
God bless our president. God bless our president. God bless President Trump. All right, we continue with our showing.
Distinguished guests, it is now my distinct privilege to introduce the members of the Veterans Day National Committee. The committee was formed by presidential order in 1954 to plan this annual observance and support other Veterans Day observances throughout the nation. Please hold your applause until I have introduced each special guest. If you're able, please stand when your name is called. Justin McClure, Army and Navy Union, United States of America. Gary McClure, Non-Commissioned Officers Association of the United States of America. Dan K. Wiley, the American Legion. Tracy Brown, Military Order of the Purple Heart. Timothy Morgan, Marine Corps League. Michael H. Hoyer, Military Chaplains Association of the United States of America. Robert Thomas, Paralyzed Veterans of America. Victor Binkowski, Legion of Valor of the United States of America. David J. Worley, Military Order of the World Wars. Justin Jump, TRIA, the Enlisted Association. Pat Payne, Congressional Medal of Honor Society of the United States of America. Coleman Francis Nee, Disabled American Veterans. Brian D. Anderson, Military Officers Association of America. Kurt Kestelut, Commissioned Officers Association of the United States Public Health Service. Keith Reed, Air Force Sergeants Association. David Pycook, Polish Legion of American Veterans of the United States of America. Jeffrey Brodeur, Korean War Veterans Association of the United States of America. David Rodriguez, American GI Forum of the United States. Michael Collins, Catholic War Veterans. Wade Davis, Blinded Veterans Association. Kenneth Greenberg, Jewish War Veterans of the United States of America. John Reiling III, Vietnam Veterans of America. Carol Whitmore, Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. Maria Beam, Fleet Reserve Association. The associate and emeritus members of the committee are also with us today. Associate and emeritus members, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our Veterans Day National Committee leadership with your applause. Please stand if you are able for the arrival of the official party. Distinguished guests, the President of the United States, accompanied by the Vice President. Distinguished guests, please remain standing for the procession of our nation's colors and those of our veteran service organizations. As we march on the colors, the United States Army Band will play the National Emblem March. Please place your right hand over your heart or render a hand salute. Distinguished guests, please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Kimberly Willis, Executive Director of Chaplain Service for the United States Department of Veterans Affairs.
Good morning. Let us pray. Eternal and ever faithful God, on this sacred morning beneath the quiet majesty of these marble arches, we gather in this hallowed place to pay tribute, to reflect, and to recommit. We come before you as a grateful nation, mindful of those who have donned the uniform, answered the call, and stood in the breach on behalf of freedom. You who chart the course of every life, know each one who answered to the distant horizon, to the storm-tossed sea, to the far-off watch. You have seen the quiet courage and the visible sacrifice, the sleepless nights, the lonely return, the unspoken burdens. You have carried the tears of family, the prayers of caregivers, and the hope of a grateful people. We remember those who fell, whose names rest beneath these stones, silent sentinels of our nation's promise. We remember those who yet bear in body or spirit the cost of service. Grant them your healing, your strength, and your peace. And to families who waited, who worried, who bore the weight of absence, extend your sustaining grace, O Comforter. We give thanks for the Department of Veteran Affairs, who daily honor our nation's sacred trusts. And we bless the veteran service organizations whose devotion ensures that no veteran stands alone. In honor of those who served, renew our covenant to tend the garden of democracy with vigilance and care, to serve with humility, to lead with integrity, to walk together as one people under your guiding hand. Underpin our labors with hope, our words with truth, our action with compassion. Let freedom ring not only on the battlefield, but in the everyday lives of your people. God bless the United States of America, that we may be true to the promise entrusted to us, vigilant in peace, resolute in service, defender of justice, and steadfast in gratitude. It is in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Seated. I am honored to introduce the 2025 National Veterans Day Observance co-host organization, the American Veterans, better known as AMVETS. The organization began in 1944 when 18 World War II veterans met in Kansas City, Missouri to form the American Veterans of World War II. Just 3 years later, President Harry S. Truman signed Public Law 216, making AMVETS the first World War II veterans group chartered by Congress. Over the decades, its charter expanded to include those who served in every era from World War II to today, including members of the National Guard and Reserves. Today, AMVETS focuses on critical veterans issues such as mental health, suicide prevention, and ensuring women veterans receive equal recognition and opportunities. Representing AMVETS today is National Commander Paul Shipley, a U.S. Army combat veteran who served from 2004 to 2014, including a deployment to Iraq. Commander Shipley is the first post-9/11 veteran and one of the youngest leaders in AMVETS' 80-year history. Please join me in welcoming National Commander of AMVETS and co-host of today's ceremony, Mr. Paul Shipley, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and deliver remarks. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Secretary Collins, and distinguished leaders of the veteran service organizations of the United States of America. Good morning and happy Veterans Day. Today, as we gather at this hallowed ground at Arlington National Cemetery, we honor the brave men and women who have served our nation with unwavering courage and sacrifice. It is a solemn moment of remembrance, unity, and a renewal of our commitment to those that have served. Today is also a special celebration of all who put their lives on the line for the United States of America. AMVETS has a proud history spanning over 80 years. Today, our top priorities remain clear. We work tirelessly to prevent veteran suicide and veteran homelessness.
Come on.
Because no veteran should be alone in facing these struggles.
Amen.
We promote awareness, prisoners of war, and missing in action issues, ensuring that no hero is ever forgotten. And we are committed to supporting veterans' families, help keeping them united through life's toughest challenges. As the host of this year's Veterans Day National Committee, AMVETS is honored to participate alongside dedicated Department of Veteran Affairs staff and our fellow veteran service organizations. Together, we organize this event to honor our fallen and to reaffirm our duty to those who have served. In the spirit of veterans serving veterans, I challenge each of us, whether here today or watching from home, to find ways to support our veterans, whether through a simple act of kindness, volunteering, or advocating for policies that make a difference. Your efforts matter. Because supporting our veterans is not just a duty, it's a reflection of our gratitude and respect. Let us remember today that their sacrifices have made the freedoms we enjoy possible. And let us pledge to continue serving, protecting, and honoring all who have served our nation. Thank you. God bless our veterans, and God bless America. It is now my humble honor to introduce the 12th Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs. Secretary Doug Collins is an accomplished attorney with more than a decade of legislative experience representing the people of Georgia in the state legislature and later the U.S. House of Representatives. As a U.S. Air Force Reserve chaplain, Secretary Collins has ministered to our country's military since 2002. He completed a 2008 and 2009 deployment to Iraq while stationed at Balad Air Base. Collins remains a colonel in the United States Air Force Reserve, and he previously served in the U.S. Navy Reserve. Please join me in warmly welcoming VA Secretary Doug Collins.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, all the VSOs, all of our veteran staff here today, and welcome you to a place in which we honor our veterans, those who have served. I tell you, it was an honor to be here, but it was an even bigger honor just over a year ago when President asked me to take this job. And I asked him a simple question. I said, Mr. President, what would you like me to do? And he looked at me with a simple phrase. He said, take care of our veterans. I tell all the rest of the cabinet, I've got the best job in the world because I get to take care of the best people in the world, the veterans of the United States of America. And this president is firmly committed to making sure this happens. The VA is a different place today than it was just 9 months ago. 9 months ago, there was more of an inner reflection. Now it is an outer reflection. The only thing that matters at the VA is that the veteran comes first. All we do is not about a bureaucracy or where we're from. It's about the veteran who walks through our door. Without the veteran, we have no job. The VA now understands that we do nothing else except take care of the veteran and do things for them. And under that direction from the president, we have lowered backlogs. We have increased wait times. And yes, Mr. President, we get them to community when they want to go to the community to see those doctors. And that's all just in the first 9 months. But the best part of this is that there is something to understand. Is that Veterans Day, unlike the others we celebrate, is about everyday people doing extraordinary things. Veterans Day is about men and women who come from small towns, hamlets, villages, and big towns. And they make a decision in their life to raise their right hand and say, I'm committing to something bigger than myself. I am stepping forward where many will not. I am raising my right hand and committing myself to service to a country, as I said just the other day, to make and ensure that our military is the biggest and baddest in the world. Our veterans make that possible. It comes from people all over. As I served with in Iraq, what I love about Veterans Day is it tells the story of a young girl. She was in her early 20s. I met her on the fields in a wind just like this in the desert of Iraq. She had showed up late, and I was on the night chaplain run, and I'd always saw everybody else, but I didn't recognize her. And I walked up to the gate, and she said, I said, where have you been? And I said, I haven't seen you here. She said, sir, I'm a little bit late deploying with my troops. I said, well, what was the reason? And I said, you could, I figured, why are you coming in 3 or 4 weeks later? She said, well, sir, just about 2 months ago, I had my daughter. And I looked at her and I said, and you came anyway. I said, you know, you could probably got a deferment of that. She said, no, sir. She said, I'd go where my troops go. I go where they go. And for the rest of the time I was there, we shared pictures of one growing up, a little one taking first crawls and moves and sharing it in the night sky over Iraq. That is a veteran who serves because they want to serve others. I remember an A1C who was on deployment. He came back and he said, I am now making big money. He said, I can actually help my family and I can buy Christmas presents for those that didn't get any last year. It's about the stories of those as a young man, and just a little bit young because he's in his 80s, at one of our VA hospitals in hospice, who I walked in on him just the other day, and he was playing on a keyboard, Just a Closer Walk with Thee. Veterans Day is about veterans that were not special necessarily when they came up, but they saw a vision and a calling, and they said, I want to be a part of our armed services. So when they raised their hand, they made a choice to become one of our favorite in the world, and that is a veteran who serves this country. So as we come to this day of service, this day of happy Thanksgiving for people who are willing to serve, I would just have one word from the half of this administration, and I want everyone to hear it clearly, whether you're in the media, Congress, or anywhere else. I'm a little bit tired of people saying that veterans keep getting stuff. No, veterans do not get anything from this country. They have earned everything that they are getting, and I am committed to making sure they will always have that from this administration and this VA, and that is my promise and this president's promise to you. And with that, it is my honor to introduce to you a father, a husband, and yes, for those in the audience, a Marine. Oh, come on, Marines. There we go. My Marines ain't letting me down on this one, because now I get to introduce the great Vice President of the United States.
JD.
It is his honor. It is his Marine, and I'm making him wait just a minute. It is Mr. Vice President. He is ready to use.
Well, thank you, Doug. You're doing a great job at the VA, and I want to say just a couple things. I've learned a couple things from working so closely with the President of the United States. The first thing is that he loves our nation's veterans and has committed our nation's administration to putting our veterans first every single day. And the second thing I've learned about the President of the United States is that he really hates when somebody who's speaking before him goes on for too long. And so with that in mind, I have prepared a very brief and very inspiring 1 hour and 45-minute speech on this beautiful Veterans Day out here in the cold. But let me just give three very brief messages. First, to our nation's veterans, thank you. Thank you for serving and sacrificing. We've all got so many good stories of people that we served with over the years. During my 4 years of the Marine Corps, I met the very best of America. People who are willing to put on a uniform and risk their lives for their entire country. Just yesterday morning, I met people who lost limbs, who lost very, very important family members, who lost their psychological health, going out there and serving the United States of America. So whether you gave a little bit or whether you gave a lot, every single person who put on the uniform of this nation deserves our gratitude on this day especially, but every day. And so from the Vice President and the entire administration to our nation's veterans, thank you for your service, thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for making us proud every single day. The second message is to the nation's political leaders. I happen to believe that the most valuable resource that we have isn't the incredible wealth of natural resources of this country, as amazing as it is. The most important natural resource that we have is that we have hundreds of thousands of young people every single month who sign up to put on the uniform and risk their lives for their fellow citizens. That is a resource we cannot squander. That is a resource we must protect. And so to every elected official who's here today, our obligation, our sacred responsibility to our veterans is to make sure that the American military is the bravest and best fighting force anywhere in the world, and to make sure that every time we ask our nation's military to go off to war, we give them the training, we give them the resources, and we give them what they need to kick the enemy's rear end and to come back home safely and quickly. That is our obligation to you.
Let's go.
And my third and final message to the American people, I'm asked all the time how to best honor our veterans. And this day in particular gives you an opportunity, and it doesn't have to be difficult and it doesn't have to be complicated. If you find yourself at a restaurant this evening and you see somebody wearing a uniform, buy them a meal if you're able, or buy them a beer. Yeah. If you see a veteran of our nation's armed forces, if you know somebody in your family, give them a call and say thank you. I heard already this morning from my mother-in-law who sent me a message early California time, and it touched my heart. Just knowing that we have loved ones who recognize our service, who care about it, and who care enough to go out and say thank you. So to the American people, if we want to keep on ensuring that the very best and brightest sign up for our military, the very best way to do it is to make sure that the veterans know that we are grateful to them. And so it's with great pride that I am introducing a man who is proud of our veterans, who fights every single day for the veterans, and who is proud to be the Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces, President Donald J. Trump.
Let's go.
Thank you, JD. Thank you very much to our great Vice President. It was a good decision I made. This morning on these hallowed grounds where generations of American heroes rest in eternal glory, we gather to fulfill the sacred duty of every free man and woman. On Veterans Day, we honor those who have worn the uniform, who have borne the battle, who have stood to watch, and whose ranks have formed the mighty wall of flesh and blood, bravery and devotion that has defended our freedom for 250 years. Today, to every veteran, we love our veterans, we say the words too often left unsaid. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much. And we want to also say thank you for carrying America's fate on your strong, very broad and proud shoulders. Each of you has earned the respect and the gratitude of our entire nation. We love you, we salute you, and we will never forget what you have done to keep America safe, sovereign, and free. Thank you very much. And we're also honored to be joined by a great man. He will go down as a great man someday. Speaker Mike Johnson. Speaker. Wherever you may be, Speaker. We love you, Speaker. There he is, right there. Good. Got a good location. He always gets a good location. And congratulations to you and to John and to everybody on a very big victory. We're opening up our country. Should have never been closed.
Let's go.
Should have never been closed. I want to thank Secretary Doug Collins, who's outstanding, just done a fantastic job for the veterans. We have a 92% approval rating. We took that up from 38% from a certain previous administration that we won't mention. Also, Secretary of War, we like the sound of that better than the other. Secretary Pete Hegseth. Pete, thank you very much. Thank you, Pete. Great job. Our great Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Pam, thank you very much. Thank you. Secretary Doug Burgum. Doug, thank you. Thank you very much for being here, Doug. The #1 energy person anywhere in the world, acknowledged. I was amazed that he took the job and he did it without hesitation. What he gave up, what Doug gave up, what all of them gave up, nobody would ever know. But Secretary Chris Wright, #1 anywhere in the world, acknowledged. And drill, baby, drill, Chris, right? Drill, baby, drill. The energy prices are way down and they're going further. Secretary Linda McMahon, education, moving education back to the states, Linda, right? Getting it back to the states where it belongs. Secretary Lori Chavez DeReamer, thank you, Lori, very much. Director Russ Vogt, Director, thank you. What a good job he's doing, cutting, but fairly cutting. Director Tulsi Gabbard. Thank you, Director. Ambassador Jameson Greer, what a job he's done. We've taken in trillions of dollars in tariffs, and we want to keep it that way. It's been good for our country, I can tell you, including national security. General Dan Kane. General, thank you. He's a real general. And congratulations on wiping out the nuclear capability of Iran in about a matter of seconds once they got there. They traveled a total of 37 hours, but once they got there, they were very quick. And also to many other very distinguished guests. We have an amazing group of people. I'd like to name every one of you, but I think a lot of people would be upset. It's a little cold. The pages of American history are filled with the tales of titans, icons, innovators, and trailblazers who built this country into the greatest, most ambitious, and most prosperous nation the world has ever seen. And we brought it to new levels. I'll tell you, we were going in a direction for a period of time, but we've never been hotter than we are right now. This is the hottest country anywhere in the world. Yet every captain of industry, every pioneer of science, and every star whose brilliance has lit up the lights of Broadway all share one thing in common. They only had the chance to soar because the veterans had the courage to serve. They took care of those people. They took care of all the stars. The stars that you read about wouldn't be here without our veterans. Everything we have, everything our country has achieved has been purchased by the muscle, spine, and steel of the United States military. We owe it all to the fierce and noble men and women of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, and the United States Marines. Here's a guy. Our service members, our own words, are the greatest possible tribute to their immortal valor. Shortly before the Battle of Bull Run, Major Sullivan Ballou of Rhode Island became a big name, didn't he? Wrote to his dear wife, Sarah. He said, "I know how great a debt we owe to those who went before us," he said. "And I'm willing, perfectly willing, darling, to lay down all my joys of this life to help maintain this government and to pay that debt." Just 1 week later, Major Ballou did just that. He gave his life to save our country. On the night before he jumped into the dark skies over Normandy on D-Day, Colonel Bull Wolverton knelt with his men in prayer. "Dear God," he said, "we ask only this, that if we die, we must die, and we as men would die without complaining, without pleading, and safe in the feeling that we have done our best for what we believed was right. We must do what is right." Colonel Wolverton, too, died for us so bravely in battle. Today we remember with overwhelming gratitude the more than 1 million American service members who have made the supreme sacrifice and laid down their lives for the good old USA. Generation after generation, America's warriors have left behind the comforts of home and family to face violence, evil, and death so that our families could know joy, goodness, and peace. We honor them so strongly. Our heroes have lived through unthinkable nightmares so we could live the American dream. And the American dream is coming back again, stronger than ever before. And you'll see that as the next few years evolve. They have volunteered to give their last breaths to all of us so that we could breathe free. And today we know without any doubt in our hearts that after 2.5 centuries, America stands tall because America's veterans stood so strong. And soon our country will be stronger than ever before. The American veteran has forged a legacy of gallantry and daring without parallel in human history. In September 2009, Army Captain William Swenson was driving through the Afghan mountains when his convoy was ambushed by over 60 Taliban insurgents. He and his comrades were pinned down for hours without artillery or air support. A fellow soldier was shot in the chest, and Captain Swenson crossed an open field to aid his brother in arms. People said, "Don't do it, Captain, don't do it." He did it. When the terrorists closed in around them and demanded their surrender, Captain Swenson threw a grenade at the enemy and rallied his men to break their advance. He then carried the wounded soldiers hundreds of yards to a rescue helicopter before charging back 3 times, back and forth, into the fire to save the wounded and bring them home. Even after 7 hours of fighting, he refused to leave any man behind. Retired Lieutenant Colonel William Swenson is here with us in Arlington. And for his actions that day, he proudly wears the Congressional Medal of Honor. Colonel Swenson, thank you very much. Thank you very much, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. The ultimate honor. Thank you. Another person who shows the Medal of the American Veteran is Dale Stovall. As an Air Force helicopter pilot in Vietnam, Captain Stovall was assigned to rescue a downed American airman deep in hostile territory. Despite the extreme peril, Captain Stovall took off in his HH-53C helicopter and soon came under intense fire, forcing him to turn back. But the captain refused to abandon his mission. The next day, he willingly plunged back into the danger while taking fire from all directions. He didn't have a chance, he felt, but he said, "I got to do it." He rescued the downed American pilot who had been stranded on the ground for 23 days and brought him back home alive, completing the deepest rescue behind enemy lines in the entire Vietnam War. For this and 11 other harrowing rescues, he was a brave guy. Dale received the famous Air Force Cross and the Distinguished Flying Cross and 2 Silver Stars, making him the 4th most combat decorated Air Force Academy grad of all time. He retired as a brigadier general after 31 years of service. General Stovall, you are a legend. Please, thank you. General Stovall. Thank you very much. Thank you. You look good, General. You look, I wish I looked that good. You look good. Thank you very much, General. America's warriors never quit, never surrender. They fight, 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 and they win, win, win. That's what we do. We win battles. As you know, today is not only Veterans Day, but it's my proclamation that we are now going to be saying and calling Victory Day for World War I. Victory Day. You know, I was recently at an event and I saw France was celebrating Victory Day, but we didn't. And I saw France was celebrating another Victory Day for World War II. And other countries were celebrating. They were all celebrating. We're the one that won the wars. And I said, from now on, we're going to say Victory Day for World War I and World War II. And we could do for plenty of other wars, but we'll start with those 2. Maybe someday somebody else will add a couple of more because we won a lot of good ones. But when I see other countries celebrating Victory Day, I watched it. I watched UK. I watched Russia. They were celebrating Victory Day, World War II. And I said, we got to have a Victory Day. Nobody even talked about it in our country. But from now on, we're going to be celebrating Victory Day for World War I, for World War II, and frankly, for everything else. Under the Trump administration, we're restoring the pride and the winning spirit of the United States military. That's why we have officially renamed the Department of Defense back to the original name, Department of War. And remember, we won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything in between, we won everything that came before, and then we brilliantly decided to change the name of this great thing that we all created together, and we became politically correct. We don't like being politically correct. So we're not going to be politically correct anymore. From now on, when we fight a war, we only fight for one reason, to win. We fight to win.
Always.
Then under my leadership, we're also fighting for the great veterans who have always been there for us, and especially when we needed them and needed them most. In 9 months, the Trump administration has cut the backlog of VA benefit claims in half. That's a big achievement, and Doug is going to get it down to zero. During the Biden administration, the backlog exploded like we had never seen before, and I'm going to eliminate 100% of that backlog. We're moving at that pace, and already we've processed more than 3 million backlog claims, the most of any year in the history of the VA. We've added more than 1 million extra service hours across the VA centers, and we've opened 20 new facilities in 13 states, something that people said just not possible to do. We also have brought back VA choice and VA accountability, taken away by the Biden administration, so that when you have to wait online, you go out and you get yourself a doctor. We pay for the doctor if you have to wait. And the other thing is we fired thousands of people who didn't take care of our great veterans. They were sadists, they were sick people, they were thieves, they were everything you want to name, and we got rid of over 9,000 of them. And then when Biden came in, he hired them back, many of them. But we got rid of them. And I think we got rid of them permanently. We replaced them with people who love our veterans, not people who are sick people. We're also confronting the challenge of veterans' homelessness, and earlier this year I signed an order establishing the National Center for Warrior Independence to house up to 6,000 veterans in need, and we will not stop until we have ended the tragedy of homeless veterans once and for all. I'd see in New York where people that came into our country illegally, they came in illegally, would be put up in hotels, and veterans would be sitting on the sidewalk outside of that hotel where these other people are put in. And many of the people that came in were put in from prisons. They were murderers. They were drug dealers. They were people that we didn't want in our country. They were staying in hotels, luxury hotels, and our veterans were sitting on the sidewalks watching them go in. I said, that's never going to happen under this administration. I also signed the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act, because no veteran should be kicked out of their home for what they call a late payment. It's not happening. And I'm pleased to report that since January, the veterans' unemployment rate has fallen by more than 26%. That's amazing. Work hard on that. And I also want to give a very special thanks to all of the veteran service organizations that work so hard. They're all represented here today. But they work so hard on behalf of our great veterans, and one of the heroes who reminds us of why we fight for those who served in uniform is Army Major and West Point grad Jonathan Turnbull. In 2019, Jonathan was conducting an operation in Syria when a suicide bomber approached and detonated his vest, leaving Jonathan gravely wounded, so badly wounded, they thought he had no chance. The injuries were so severe, the doctors gave him, everybody, they just looked, they all cried. They knew him, they loved him, and they were just crying. They said, no chance. He was resuscitated 3 separate times, and he underwent 22 surgeries, but he refused to give up. He wanted to live. He loved his country. He loved his family. He wanted to live. He was going through hell. I visited Jonathan at Walter Reed in 2020, remember it so well, and today I'm delighted to say that Jonathan is not only alive, he is here with us, back on his feet, and living a great life alongside his beautiful wife, Samantha, and their 3 incredible children. Jonathan, Samantha, please, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Where are you? There he is. There he is. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're a tough guy. You're a tough one. Nobody could have gone through what you went through. He's doing good, isn't he, huh, Samantha? Thank you very much, both. And in conclusion, from the very beginning of our country, our great American flag has always been shielded and protected by a special cast of citizens who has stepped forward to safeguard liberty's cause. When danger came, when duty called, when Almighty God asked, who had the will and the strength to defend the land of the free, each and every American veteran stood up and said, here I am, send me, here I am. They've come from every corner of this nation, from the cornfields of Iowa to the hills and valleys of California, from the steel towns of Pennsylvania to the vast plains of Texas, from the banks of the mighty Mississippi to the 5 boroughs of New York City. With selfless commitment and unyielding conviction, they made themselves America's ramparts and became the shield between our homeland and those who would do us harm. With everything they had, they did one thing above all else. They put America first. On the decks of destroyers, beneath the thunder of cannon fire, in the cockpits of our beautiful B-2 bombers. Aren't they beautiful now? We respect them so much. What a job they did. That in an instant completely obliterated Iran's nuclear capability, of which we have just ordered, I have to say, many more of the updated versions of that incredible piece of art. They defended the American Republic, dispensed American justice, crushed the enemies of freedom, and vanquished the forces of wickedness and evil. That's what we've been doing. Because of what every veteran has done today, the flame of liberty shines bright. The people of our nation sleep safe. The American dream surges forward, and our magnificent destiny stands more splendid and glorious than ever before. So I want to say thank you once again to every American veteran. You are very, very special people, and always in our heart. And thank you very much, and God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Distinguished guests, please stand and join the United States Army Band and Chorus in singing God Bless America, and remain standing as we retire the colors. Please place your right hand over your heart or render a hand salute.
While the storm clouds gather far across
Happy Veterans Day.
Retire the colors. This concludes the 2025 National Veterans Day observance. Please remain at your seats for the departure of the official party. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate and honor all who served.
God bless you. Woohoo! That dang man, that was a hard cut. Hard cut. Couldn't even warn me. This guy's warning. We are cutting off the feed. No warning at all. Happy Veterans Day, man. I really mean it. You know what's really, I find it so distasteful. Sorry about that beep there. I let it go too long. I find it so distasteful that, I make sure that we honor our veterans today. And people were actually talking crap about President Donald Trump. And whether you like him or not, it's not about Trump. It's not about any of us that didn't serve in the military. This is specifically for those people that sacrificed their lives for us. We try to honor them. We try to be respectful for them. This is a moment where us can be together and say, listen, I don't care about that guy We care about our veterans. Today is their day. How would you feel if I go to your freaking birthday at your house and I start talking shit about you and your family? How about I just go over there and give you that birthday all to yourself? Give you a little bit of honor. Give you a little bit of respect on that one special day. Today on Veterans Day, people still come in here and become evil and spread hate. You can't be united no matter how special the occasion is. You have to start shit with people. Why can't you just sit there, shut the hell up, and honor our servicemen? Why can't you give them that respect? You know why? Because you're not a patriot. You know why? Because you don't belong in this country. You guys bring shame to us, to the United States of America, to all of our veterans. Talking all this crap over here instead of saying, you know what? Today I'm going to watch my mouth. Today I'm going to thank them. I'm going to honor them. I'm going to show them some respect. No, you come in here with some stupid-ass comments about Orange Man. Do you have no decency of how many people have died for this country? How many of these people sacrifice their family time so that they can go serve? A lot of these people didn't do it for the money. Appreciate the sacrifice, you ungrateful mofos. I don't understand why it's so hard to stop the hate. Not even a day, just 1 hour. Just 1 hour. Stop the damn hate. And acknowledge the speech is great. It's not for Trump, it's for the veterans. Blame and blame, but look at who is actually honoring those who have served. When a child is fighting to beat cancer, shut the hell up about your hate and respect that child. Respect the people that are going through the struggle of fighting cancer. How can you not find that in your heart to make some time to stop hating? How can you talk about you care about the children, but yet you support millions of abortions? How can you say you care about veterans and no matter what he does for the veterans, you guys don't give a crap? You got no respect. You show no respect. I don't care if you believe that Donald Trump made this country divisive. Let me remind you that the Obamas was telling us how racist the United States of America is. Let us remind you how many times, how many years that Nancy Pelosi, from the day one, when he was making a speech, you remember that? You remember when she ripped that document at the State of the Union? It's called a State of the Union. Meaning that we're coming together. We're going to put our differences aside. Whether you like the other person next to you is irrelevant. There is a job to do. Arnold Schwarzenegger put it best. He likes competition. Democrats and Republicans should stop blaming the other side. Instead of blaming the other side, they got to do better. Outperform the other. This is why we have different parties. If you think I'm doing a shitty job, do a better job. You know why? Because if I know you're doing a better job, I want to try to do a better job than that. And we're going to benefit the United States of America for keeping that competition between us. But we are not going to sit here and start fighting each other. The stupidity of the people that argue all the time, and you cannot stop to honor something that is worth honoring. And today, Veterans Day, you guys on the other side like to have a whole month of sexual perversion celebrated. One freaking day. We're asking one freaking day to come over here and honor veterans. Shut the hell up about your rhetoric of hate. Honor the people that sacrificed their lives for this country. You call yourself Americans, you damn shame. You don't deserve to be protected or being fought over. How dare you sit here and waste your time insulting one man instead of honoring the many that deserve honoring? How dare you sit there and say that Donald Trump is divisive when you can't even acknowledge that we are honoring our fallen heroes, our veterans, the families of those veterans? You hypocrites. You're a bunch of snakes. You don't let anything flourish, and yet you do nothing. Nothing to create life. Everything you celebrate is hate and death. Well, today we celebrate life, and we honor, and we give all of our love to all the veterans. I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to start, I don't know, I have to do a nonprofit, a GoFundMe, specifically for veterans. I got to find out how to do this. And I want to help my veterans here in Washington State. I'm going to start collecting donations, and I'm going to get a hold of our veterans over here, the department that is in charge of the veterans. And I want to see how we can help. And I'm going to get involved. I'll make an example. You guys need to stop this bullshit of fighting back and forth. You're not right. We're not right. Who cares? We need to work together to make this country work. We use a democracy, which you guys fight so much for. We use democracy. We won. We won President Trump. It is who we voted for. You guys voted for a sleepy Joe and allowed the Democrat congressmen and senators to do what they wanted and whatever they pleased, as long as you got a benefit from it. Well, that's not how it works. We want a benefit for everybody. And the only reason why you are free today is because of the people that have served in our country. The least that you can do is honor them one freaking day. One day out of a whole year. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't care if you hate on me. I don't care about hating on you. I am ashamed of who you are as people. Funny thing for this angry vet that just comes in here. I am defending your honor. I am respecting the service that you have provided, and yet you come over here with calling somebody a liar. I understand you're an angry vet, but that doesn't give you the right to come in here and ignore that we are honoring the rest of the honorable vets. You want to be a bad vet? That's on you. We thank you for your service, but we are going to honor those who are still respect and love our country. I love my Patriot veterans in my subscribers list, my members. I thank you for that. We honor you, and we give you all of our love. You deserve respect. You don't want it, but you deserve it. And I appreciate that. With that being said, we are closing the segment for the veterans, and it's my turn. And I want you to go ahead and come at me. Give me what you want to argue about. Let's go. For all of you losers out there, good morning, Cool Cat Renee, I see you. For all of you losers out there that want to say that President Donald Trump hasn't done shit for our veterans, tell me, what have you done for our veterans? for all of you guys that oppose our military actions that we have been taking, what would you do? If we allowed the president to do what Biden did, we will be destroyed. That evil wife of his is still bringing that old man who has cancer, who is very, very deteriorated, making speeches for money. That is one evil witch. She does not love her husband. President Biden should be resting, finding comfort at home instead of filling his head with lies and stress. She should be over there making sure that he's taken care of. Angry Vet, thanks for visiting. We'll see you later. I want to make sure that this country becomes great again. It's not a slogan. I said this many times. Go ahead and tell me, what would you do to help this country become better? And don't just sit there and start yelling and cussing at people out if you don't have a solution. At least we are in here figuring things out. What can we do to help? I'm going to start a GoFundMe. I had to find it. I'm going to start a GoFundMe, and we're going to collect some funds, specifically to give to veterans. Now, whether we give them the money in cash or a check or however that's going to be, that'll be one thing. I'm pretty sure that there is organizations that you can give into, but we're going to do it for ourselves. It's going to be on behalf of us, on behalf of all the subscribers and members of the Dennis Herrera Show, and we're going to go ahead and do that for them, and it'll just be the start. Because if we do end up running next year, as I want to, but we'll see. If we do running in next year, I want us to continue that effort and to continue to give to them. I really believe the message that we should put them first. I think it's time somebody actually gives a damn about our vets, and we got to do something. These people that are hateful, that are on the left, and they have nothing good to say about us, let them eat their words. President Trump has been hated, he has been denied, has been this. Till this day, they're still calling him this, they're calling him that, and at the end of the day, he has accomplished more than any of all these morons in here trolling and the Democrat leftist crazy-ass people have done ever in the history of this country. That's what's amazing about President Trump. That's what's amazing about our people. Let me see here. Thank you, Trinity. Okay, I will go there and I will try to open an account. And we're gonna work on it. All right. So we will go ahead and put that channel. We'll advertise the website where people can go donate every time that we come on live. All right. I'm gonna go live later. I'm gonna go live later today, somewhere around noon. Let me go get this website or this whatever this thing is gonna be set up, and then we're gonna go ahead and chat some more. Now, on my next live on, you morons and you trolls can come back in here and start talking shit with me. But this morning was all about our veterans. I don't care if you like it or not. The fact that the president, the vice president, all these heroes over here are making time to celebrate, to honor them. The least we can do is say thank you. And to you, my brothers and sisters that are veterans, that you have served, and some of you probably are active serving, thank you for your service, and I mean that in every single aspect of your service. Your sacrifice, the dedication, your courage. Thank you so much for being a great patriot. Guys, God bless you. I love you all. You're very welcome, Derek. You guys deserve more than just my words. You guys are amazing, and I thank you for that. But we will go ahead and we'll do another stream later around noon or so. And then, of course, we'll have our afternoon stream. If there is anything else that is going to be streaming tonight, I will make sure that we get on that, okay? Guys, thank you so much for your support. Again, God bless you. And I will go ahead and leave you with the boss theme that we all love so much. And this is for all of our veterans. I will see you guys very soon.